Oh, meat candy. Absolute banger of a recipe, this one. You don't want to miss it. So guys, welcome back to the channel. As you guessed it, today we're doing pork belly burnt ends with a homemade bourbon whiskey barbecue sauce that is an absolute killer recipe. We've got a good sized slab of pork belly, British pork belly as well, so trying to keep it local, really good quality. And also we're going to be smoking on the Broil King keg today as well, so another low and slow on the Broil King keg. Obviously we had the beef short ribs before and they came out really good. So I'm hoping, because I've been waiting to do these pork belly burnt ends for quite some time, that these are going to come out as good as those beef short ribs. I feel like I haven't done pork on the channel in ages, so the next video as well after this is going to be some pulled pork, because I was talking to someone the other day and I've developed a new recipe, because there's only one video on here of pulled pork, so I've developed a new recipe. So when that's available, I'll link that up here and you can go over and check that out as well. And don't forget guys, if you are new here, I have got an Instagram page. I post a lot of my cooks on there and there's a lot of recipes and content. Head on over there, check it out, and I'll see you over there. Without further ado, let's go over to the bench. Let's have a look at the pork belly slab that we've got, and I'm going to show you how to prepare it and what we're going to season with. And here is our lovely pork belly. And you see it's here from Thomas Joseph Butchers, and this has the ribs on the rack as well. So we're just going to prepare these by taking that rack off. Don't throw it away because you can put those on at the exact same time and it's bloody lovely. And then we're just going to cut this top layer of skin off, and I'll come back once I've done that. Okay, so it's all skin's taken off the top now, and then we're taking the bones out the back, and we're left with a nice little bit of fat to meat ratio, which is what these are all about. So now we're going to cut these into the little squares that we need. So we're just going to trim. We want to go about an inch thick, I would have said. Just like so. And then into little squares just like that. Okay, so they're all cubed up into the cubes now, so we're going to be using some of this, which is the honey hog you can see here from Meat Church. So we're just going to put a nice layer of that straight down over the pork belly. We're going to use this honey and bacon from Meat Church, as you can see here, and we're just going to pop that over the top. So we're just going to pop that straight over, just a light dusting of this. I'm just going to leave these on the side for about 20-30 minutes just to let that rub really sort of caramelise on the outside. Those Meat Church rubs are seriously good. If you haven't tried any, SoCal Barbecue Shop now stock them. I'll put a link below. Seriously, try them because they're so universal and really good. Okay, so now let's head over to the keg. We're going to fire that up. We're going to be using the Globaltic charcoal again. Let's head over there now. I'm just going to let that take a hold. Okay, so the fire's just starting to take hold, so we're just going to close that lid down, make sure all your vents are fully open, and we're going to be aiming for about 110 degrees. Okay, so it's just coming up to where it needs to be, so we're just going to turn that down to 3 and the bottom one down to 2. I'm just going to let that stabilise in at the right temperature. Okay, and also what we're going to do is chuck in a nice chunk of cherry wood here, so put that straight in, close that down. I'm just going to wait for the smoke to appear. Just approaching the temperature. Obviously we've still got quite a lot of smoke in there, so we're just going to pop in our pan here, no water in it, and we're just going to grab the cast iron grate as well, and we're just going to close out that down and wait for the temperature to stabilise again. So the keg now up to temperature. This time I'm not putting a water pan in there because I learnt my lesson with the beef short ribs that I did. There's no need, there's so much moisture in that chamber anyway that you just don't need any more moisture. So we're just going to pop them straight onto the grill, and then we're going to close the lid and come back in about 2 hours or so and see where we're at. And if you're new to this channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more Broil King content just like this. Okay, 2 hours in and you can see they're looking good. So now I'm going to take you over to the bench and we're going to make the barbecue sauce that we're going to put these pork belly burnt ends into. Okay, so now we need to make up our lovely barbecue glaze that we're going to put these pork belly burnt ends into. It's going to be absolutely amazing. So started off with some brown sugar in there. I'll put the exact measurements into the description just so you can follow along. Then we're going to go in with some ketchup. I'm just using the 50% less salt stuff, but you can use whatever you like. Then we're going to go in with some soy sauce, give it a nice bit of colour. Then in with the honey, apple vinegar cider, maple syrup, and some Bourbon whiskey in there as well. You can put more of that in if you like it. I just find it can be a little bit overpowering. So we're just going to mix that all together now. Okay, that's all mixed now. So we're just going to pop that back onto the keg. So just going to pop that straight onto the keg and just warm that through. We're just going to close the lid down on that. Okay, so these have been going now for about 3 hours. You can see here they've got a nice crusty bark on them. So I'm going to say these are probably ready to get now into our barbecue sauce. So we're just going to chuck these into the foil tray, then pop that back onto the grill, grab our barbecue sauce. I'm just going to pour that all over those amazing burnt ends. And then all I've done is covered it in tin foil just to really sort of seal it in. And I'm just going to close that, come back in another hour or so. Okay, so we're now another hour on. What we're going to do is uncover these, and they are looking seriously good. So I'm just going to take you down for a closer look. And here we are, closer look. Look at them, looking so good. So now what we're going to do is just leave those uncovered for about 10 minutes just on the grill, and we'll come back. Okay, they're now off, they're on the bench. We're just going to let them rest for about 5 minutes or so, just to really let that sauce thicken up a little bit, and then we're going to try them. I'm so excited. These are just literally some of my favourite food, and there's nothing healthy about them at all, and it's great. And here they are on the bench. They smell absolutely amazing. Honestly, that barbecue sauce that we made, incredible. So let's just pick one up. Hopefully it's not too warm. Oh, look at it, it's just absolutely beautiful. And this is just absolute meat candy. Just look at it, and it just breaks apart in your hands. Incredible, absolutely incredible. Okay, and it's time for the taste test. So it's got a really nice glaze over it, and it just falls apart, so let's go on in. I just wish there was a taste function on YouTube, because that was absolutely amazing. That barbecue sauce is just absolutely spot on. It's the perfect combination of a little hint of whiskey in it, a little bit of sweetness, and just that aftertaste of it is just incredible. Honestly, even if you use that recipe on ribs, that would work. An absolute treat. Incredible, absolutely incredible. So there you have it, another absolute killer recipe. You really need to give this a try. Trust me, it is an absolute game changer when it comes to pork belly burnt ends. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Leave me a little comment below, tell me what you thought. What way do you normally do pork belly burnt ends? Let me know below in the comments. As always guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Will's Grill Shack.